Hello everyone, welcome to Journey to Spacecore devlog number 1. Today I'm going to talk about what I did for the game and how I implemented all the things to actually make the game playable. So the first thing I did was I implemented the player controller and the player, which it deals in the player speed, health, max score, player score, turn speed, and mid amount. That's for the thruster, and the joystick sensitivity, which is for how fast the player wants to turn, or the move speed, and a ray distance to detect the enemy from a certain distance. And of course, these are the references of the store, shoot point, player UI manager, etc. Then after that, I worked on the boundaries for the game. So the player won't just go anywhere within the game, specifically out of the game area, which will, because of the spawners, and it will prevent the player from scoring if he goes out the game areas. That's why I added the boundaries. I also added boundaries for the camera, so the camera won't go past the camera. So the player won't go past the camera, and the camera get lost. Well, cannot find the player. After that, I started to work on the nebula effect, which is right here. If we go here and then we go to 3D, you can see the the nebula effect in its full entirety right here. It works in 2D also because it's a particle system, and also with the stars with it, because it's in space, and so you need some stars to simulate space, as you can see. And then, so after that, I started to work on the audio. The audio was really hard to implement because I got some of the audio implemented, specifically the shooting audio for the player. It wasn't as hard as implementing the shooting mechanics for the spaceship. As in this one, it takes into effect the raycast. So if you go here, and if you go to the player controller and we go up, you can see that in a handle movement, that also shoots out the raycast to detect the enemy. And detects if his enemy is in view, that means it is shooting, and if the enemy is not in view, that is not shooting. So after that, I started to implement the enemy, which I didn't implement to the take damage module right here. And then after it takes damage, after a certain amount, it dies. And then once it dies, go down here, play the effect, and it gives the player the score, and it drops some loot. Speaking of loot, I also added a loot table into the game, so it will further increase the impact of the game and the gameplay. So the player can actually heal from any item, not any item, but heal from an item that drops from the enemies or the asteroids. This is the item I'm talking about, which is the repair sprite. This allows the player to heal itself. And also added a couple more items, which is the shield, increased damage modules, and the droid modules. The player will also be able to change his gun from double gun, triple gun, multiple guns, a laser. The player will also be able to customize his ship, change his ship throughout the game. There are also many enemies that I added, specifically the space squid, many variations of asteroids, because asteroids are awesome. One of them looks like a moose head, which is odd. But after that, I started to work on the persistent game object, so it won't destroy and load, so the player can keep its progress throughout scenes. I'm gonna add that later when it's on now. I added it right now, but it's gonna be in full effect once the game releases, because I'm adding a campaign mode. Right now, this is just the endless mode. As you can play it right now, you can see what type of stuff is in the endless mode. You can see the moose heads right there. If you delete the moose head, destroy the moose head, it doesn't drop nothing right now, but it's gonna be dropping a lot of stuff in the future though. But let's just play for a little bit. As you can see, the turn speed is good. Is really reliable, because you can slap and then you can turn back and just start killing enemies, which is one of the main reasons why I started working on this game, because I love how snappy the movement is. I want the movement to be snappy, and that's the droid right there. You can see. But the player shoots all the time. I'm gonna fix that bug. I don't know why, but he shoots all the time. I'm gonna fix that bug in the second video. The second video is gonna have so much in it. I actually have a lot to explain to you guys. But there are 3 types of enemies, by the way. You got the grunt enemy, which is weak and semi-fast. And then you got the tentacle ship, which is fast and you can easily destroy it. And then you have the giant grunt, which is slow, and then he's hard to take down. So you gotta watch out for that giant grunt. These usually spawn, you know, once you reach a certain plate level in the endless mode. And then bosses will start spawning once you also reach a point level in endless mode, which is also going to be added in the next video. And then I also worked on the cover art for the game, which is right here. Journey to Spacecore cover art. It's pretty fire. I really like how the art came out. I mixed it with 3D and 2D. As you can see, the particle system and the 3D model. Hold on, pause that right there. Then if you go to this guy right here, this guy's awesome. He gave me the model and it's free on Sketchfab. I really love this model, so I would say shout out to this guy right here. Really awesome, WJ Anders. Anyway, back to the game. I also added planets, which is a good addition to the game because it'll look awesome visually. Because with also the nebula effect and the stars with it. So if you go here and then, oops, drop my headphones. If you go here and then we go press play. Well, I didn't add the planets yet because I gotta simulate them in the particle system. But as you can see, the nebula effect, it's a gradient. You know, simulate that you're in space. It's really cool effect. As you can see, you can destroy asteroids. So asteroids will drop stuff. Yeah, the asteroids will drop things once you destroy them on release. So you got still got some things I need to add. Oops, did a lot of damage to me. Ooh, but I do need to tweak the damage of the enemies. But overall, the game is coming out probably next week or this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have a nice day and, well, chill.